Welcome to Off the Court, and this week we have a very special guest all the way over in Australia. I'm pleased to welcome Eleanor Cardwell. Elle, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's been a long time.
It has been a long time, but it's an absolute pleasure having you back here. I get very excited when I get to speak to you lot out in Australia. A, because I have total envy, but B, because I love to catch up on all the gossip. How is it out there?
It's been really good. The weather has been, I think, the best weather Melbourne has had in a very long time, so that's been awesome. And yeah, it's just been really good to kickstart the season and be around all the girls and be in a full-time environment. It's just, yeah, it's been great.
I love this. I'm going to be really boring now as a host and talk about Melbourne, but my first ever trip to Australia was with the England squad, and it was like a 6-week tour to Melbourne. And I remember thinking, you know, when you're growing up, oh, it's all kangaroos and sunshine. And I went to Melbourne, it rained, it was great, it was cold. I was like, where have they taken me? This is not Australia.
Yeah, this is not like the pinnacle of Australia, but it's kind of nice. It's like a bit like home. It's a bit like Manchester. So like, there's not been much rain since I've been here so far, but usually it's rainy and like cold, like the city. Yeah, it reminds me of home, which is quite nice. But yeah.
Well, if you are just tuning in, we aren't going to spend the next 20 minutes talking about the weather. I promise you, we will get onto the netball. Listen, Elle, let's start with the knee injury then. So we have to touch on it. I know it's been a pretty rough few months for you. I read your Instagram post in March, and I was really emotional for you because, you know, it has been a tough few months because you were so close to getting back on the court.
Yeah, it's been very tough, and I've tried to be as transparent as I can be with everyone because I know how horrible it is when someone's injured and you want to know. And yeah, I was literally 3 weeks away. I was meant to be playing round one. I was literally 3 weeks away from round one. My knee had been so good, like all the rehab, it was seamless up until one session, like I think it was my first session back kind of with the whole group, still doing like one-on-one contested, and then I just did one move and I just felt it go again, like when I'd done it 6 months previous, and I just knew instantly, and I went straight into like, this is the end, I'm retiring, like the worst thing possible. And I didn't tell anyone, like obviously apart from like my family and Tom, like that was my headspace, so that was it. I'm never playing netball again. And I think I cried hard for about a week because I was like, that's it. But yeah, it's not the end. I'm very glad. I'm very glad that it's not the end.
This would have been a very different podcast if we'd gone with weather straight into retirement.
Right.
I'm not sure. It's good to know it's not the end.
Yeah.
I mean, not putting pressure on, the transparency is brilliant, right? The netball world, I think, needs to get a lot better at that. And it shouldn't always have to come from the athletes, but it's good that you've been able to talk about it. I mean, what is the process? Are you hoping to get back this season, or is it just, you know what, I'm just going to see what happens? We know we've got a long-term plan here as well.
Yeah. Well, the surgery that I had this time was a minuscule. Do you know when they like kind of shave it away? Like,
oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, not very nice. But it's like a less intrusive surgery to what I had 6 months ago, because I had a root repair, like where they like go into the bone and whatever. Not nice. So it's a lot less intrusive, which like the day after my surgery I was walking. So that was a lot nicer compared to the big old brace I had for 6 weeks. But yeah, I hope so. With this surgery, you can come back pretty early, but because I've had 2 surgeries on a bounce and obviously I haven't played in between, we're being quite conservative, and I'm looking further ahead. I really want to go to Com Games and World Cup, and I want to make as many years as possible I can out of my knee. So I am hoping to be back for some of the season. I'm not putting a week on it because of what happened last time, and the emotions that come with if it doesn't happen for one certain week. It's just too hard. So I'm taking it as every week as it comes, and yeah, just trying to improve every week. So yeah, we're going good so far. It feels good.
That's good. And for Roses fans, selfishly, for me included, this is very good news. That's the long-term plan, and Commonwealth Games and World Cup in there as well, which is brilliant news. Yeah. So let's talk about Mavericks then. Had a up and roller coaster start.
Yeah, so I think we've had a really good start of the season. Our pre-season was excellent. Obviously, coming from last year, we had a handful of weeks together. We didn't have very long. Tracy and Richard had to just throw things together as quickly as they could to try and get us all to create relationships. And coming into this pre-season, everyone, well, first of all, we know each other's name, which is a great head start to last season. So that's been fantastic. Everyone knows how to communicate with each other. It's not me just yelling at everyone to talk, which is really nice. Yeah, it's been good. It's been fun.
I love talking about those connections there. I think people underestimate how important that is, right? So I've been talking a lot about it here. London Pulse are, absolutely smashing it over here in the league this year. They've had so much time together as a young group, and all those relationships, those trust, the accountability, the way you can pull each other up, the way you can communicate is massive. I've been talking that through a lot with my London Mavericks team because, we went brave this year. We brought in a hell of a lot of new players. We're trying to build relationships, and the communication is actually harder than the technical stuff. Has there been anything that you had that were quick fixes that you put in place, or is it just been a process that you've just had to get used to each other?
Yeah, I think it is really hard, and it's something you do have to work relentlessly at. You can't just skip a little bit because you can't be bothered doing it. Like, you have to really be relentless. I think for us, it's a big thing about culture and having everyone agreeing on the culture, and say like having a few keywords which you all agree with and you all buy into that as well. And we've kind of put those words up, that is our culture, around our environment. So they're constantly there reminding us why we're a Mav, what we expect as a Mav. And then also being vulnerable with each other. I feel like that was a thing that we went to pretty quick, because if you're able to be vulnerable with each other, you can open up. It's like sometimes if like I just cried in front of everyone when we did a vulnerable piece, and it just makes me less scary to everyone, that they know I'm a normal human being, the person next to me is a normal human being, and it just means you can communicate a lot better. And if we've got any issues, we can just talk to each other because we've already got that connection. So we did that pretty quick, and that's something we've carried throughout as well. And our captain Amy, she's awesome. She leads from the front, and is very supportive. I've never had such a supportive captain. So she's always checking in, always leading with empathy, and that's a great value to have as a captain, because I don't think many captains have that. They always lead with, I don't know, passion or something else, but she has all that, but empathy is her number one, and I think that's really helped the girls be able to open up as well. So yeah, it's been a hard process, but it's been good.
I like this. This is like group therapy. It's like going
Yeah,
to
it is. Honestly, there's so much. We had to have a lot of therapy after last year, after all the injuries and everything that goes on.
Quickly touch base on the relationship with you and Sasha Glasgow, because she's been through the ringer as well with injuries. It's almost sort of safety in numbers at times, though, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think Sasha, she would admit at the time she struggled with her injury, and she obviously had Loz at the time. She also did her ACL, and them two really just connected because they were together in that rehab process, which was lovely to see, because they'd both come to different states, and they could create this friendship and this bond together. And them two have been really they've been really helpful in my rehab as well. I think I for my rehab, I'm a little different. I'm just like one focus, get my training done. I'm a little bit different. But they've been really helpful in the process of, if I've come in, I'm really upset, they'll just take me to the side and help me. But yeah, it's been kind of, obviously I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but it's been nice that we've had people in our shoes so we can resonate with each other. So yeah.
Talk to me about Tracy then, because you've had her in England environment, you've had her back here at home. Now you've got her in Australia. Has she had to change much? Has she had to do things differently? I'm always intrigued by this.
Yeah, I think Tracy, she's obviously grown as a coach, going from, well, I had her in 2012 when she first took over the Manchester Thunder job. She's definitely grown since then. Like, her communication has definitely got better as the years have gone on. I'm not saying it was bad originally, but her her knowledge of the game has definitely grown as well, which is awesome to see, and it's obviously great that we can harness that knowledge as well. But she's just still the same old Tracy on and off the court. You know, the big old northern Tracy girl. You can't take her out of Bury. But yeah, she's great. She's a bit at home as well.
Yeah, I can imagine you two can get together. Forget that vulnerable stuff. Just get on with all the northern grit, right? Get on with it.
Literally, yeah.
In terms of the other players, like how has that fitted with having an English coach in the SSN? Like, it's absolutely incredible for us at home. She's flying the flag, but how has that been?
I think at the start it was hard for the communication. Tracy's got a very strong accent and tends to make up words. So at the start, the girls would she'd talk and they'd just look at me. And I'd be like, okay, girls, this is, I have to translate it. I think literally at the team meeting the other day, she said A&E, as in the hospital, accident and emergency. And everyone looked at her I was like, guys, she's saying accident and emergency, the hospital where you go to. And everyone was looking at me like, what? So it's that kind of communication stuff that sometimes is a bit of a bridge, which is fine. I think the girls, they've definitely clicked on this year, and it's a very different coaching style to what they're used to with Aussie. So it took them some time to get used to it, but now they're fully in, and they've all been really invested since the start, which really helps. And they've been very open with communication. So if they ever have an issue or anything, they know that they can go straight to Tracy, and she's very transparent, and will give feedback straight away. So yeah, I think it was hard from the start, but as soon as they kind of get used to the English lingo, they've been all right.
It's funny, when I was Scotland coach, there was one of the players, Kelly Boyle, who I adore, and she's got such a strong Scottish accent. She'd sometimes say things, and I'd be like, huh? And the girls would literally translate for me. I'm like, all right, and we'd have to get used to each other. So it's that kind of crossover. But you've got an incredible coaching team, right? Do they absolutely complement each other?
Yeah, they bounce off each other. Obviously Tracy takes the attack end, Richo's got the defence end, but their personalities are so good together. They bounce off each other. You'd think it'd be Tracy in the coach's box at games, but Richo's the first one up there all the time. I think Tracy's having to tell her to sit down half the time. But it's great to see their passion for the game and the passion for Mavs. It means a lot for them to be here. So I think that then reflects into the girls, and they create passion for us as well. So yeah, they're great to have around, and when you're having a bad day, you just need to look at them two just laughing with each other, and it just cheers you up.
You know what, I love this. It's so strange that world netball has got closer in terms of, you don't know who's going to win now. There's 5 or 6 teams competing, but the relationships have got closer. When I was first out in SSN, it was ANZ back then, but you weren't necessarily that pally with the Diamonds, and that you guys have all got these really tight relationships. You've got Jamaicans in your squad, you've got Australians in your squad, you've got English players in your squad, and yet the sort of the new brand of netball that you're all bringing together and the style, I think, is only helping world netball.
Yeah, it's definitely bridging the gap. Everyone's getting closer and closer to them Diamonds. Hopefully the next Com Games we're going to take the gold medal off them anyway. But yeah, it's great to just see how they train, and also obviously they kind of tell their stories about their camps and stuff and what they do, and you kind of get in a little bit of intel here, there, and everywhere, and it's nice to see that they say if Roses have issues, they also have issues, or the type of training they do, we also do. So it's kind of nice to just hear that as well, and I know that we're actually really not too far away, and yeah, being able to train against them and see, I feel like it's the way they look at things sometimes can be a bit different to us as Roses. I feel like we're very creative in how we play and how we think around the netball court, whereas they're very structured, and it's quite cool to see the differences, and I'm constantly trying to learn and try and get some insight from them guys.
They love a cone and a drill, don't they? I love this as well. We've got spies in the camp out. Don't tell them that you're listening into their camp.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not.
You mentioned Commonwealth Games, so we have to jump to that. We're getting gold, right? That's what's happening.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously, yeah. I think it was a huge disappointment the last Com Games that obviously we didn't medal, and everyone wants to medal. We want to medal, and we want to win that gold. I think we came so close in the World Cup. Obviously the gold, silver medal, the gold medal match. Didn't go to plan in the World Cup, but we'd beaten the Diamonds in the round game. So we've proven we can do it. It's just now putting the performance out there when it really matters. And yeah, I think it's really exciting, this squad that we've now got. We've now got a lot more. We've got a lot more talent, a lot more diversity, and the styles that we now play. Obviously, me being injured, for instance, is massively like Liv Tasheen now has like grasped that with two hands. Like, you don't actually know who's going to get picked. I might just be like the fifth shooter now and just might not even make the squad. Like, because it's so competitive. It's so competitive out there. You got Lois Pearson, who's come up. I've loved her since the first training session I had with her at Manchester Thunder. She's been awesome. And yeah, I remember Laura Malcolm just always like singing her praises and just saying that she'll make it one day, and now here she is. But yeah, I think it's really exciting for England because we've got all these options, and it means we're not just flogging the same 7 for the whole games, because it's a long games, and we can actually have some flexibility and know that, okay, these players are going to actually go out there and do a job. And yeah, I think it's very, very exciting. I can't wait. Well, hopefully if I get picked or whatever.
Well, you'll be pleased to know we were talking before we started recording about Super League. I said, have you had much time to watch it? She said, not a lot of time. So I've told her Thunder are doing awful. They're just terrible. They need it back. But you will be pleased to know they're not, obviously.
Yeah.
London Pulse are absolutely smashing it. And you touched on some of those youngsters there. In terms of your career then, we've seen the likes of players like Helen Housby that, unlikely to come home, built a life out there. I mean, it's absolutely, we'll just touch on her quickly, absolutely killing it in SSN. She's best goal attack in the world, right? Best goal attack in the world?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, she has been for a while, hasn't she? Not to like big Helen up too much, but I think she's been up there for a while.
Oh, she won't mind this chat at all. She won't mind. No. I'm sure she's a regular listener. And Helen, if you are listening, we think you're the best goal attack in the world. She'll absolutely love that. I think she was like that at 18. So I'm sure now at this age she absolutely loves it. But in terms of then you are a homebody. The league has turned pro. We've still got some teething problems. We're still pushing it, but sessions have gone to daytimes. There's more money involved. There's lots going on. Is that something that you're thinking about, or is it just one season at a time, happy in Oz at the moment?
Yeah, I think my injury is a big part of it. Obviously we don't know when I'll be back. And it is something I talk about with my partner as well. We've got stuff going on at home, which is very stressful, and it makes me want to be home. And it's been like that since the start when I came to Australia. There's been some horrific things happen in my life, which isn't ideal, but it just puts everything into perspective that netball isn't everything at the end of the day. And yeah, I think I actually spoke to Tom today. I was like, what does he see for the future for me for netball? Like what would he see? Because obviously he knows me inside and out. And he's like, Eleanor, your decision. If you want to keep going, you keep going. If you want to go home, go home. Like, it's completely up to you. But I don't know where my future is yet. Obviously, Mavericks, I'm only contracted for this year, so obviously those discussions need to be had, whether they even want me to stay. And yeah, like, I can see myself going at home at some point. I just don't know when that will be, whether it be next year, the year after, in 3 years' time. I really don't know, but I definitely see like me ending my career in England. Like, England is my home. I've played in the Super League for many, many, many years. So yeah, that would be. I would like that. And as you said, I'm a home girl. I can't see myself living in Australia forever. I've got my house in Wigan to get back to.
Yeah, well, I think you've just made a lot of English clubs and a lot of English fans very happy. I'm sure there'll be lots of messages coming your way towards the end of the season when signing windows open. But look, it's I hear you. Life is complicated at times, right? And netball is just a small part of it. It's a great part of it, but it's a small part of it. Which leads me to the stuff that you're doing off the court, because the career is short-lived. It always is. You're a bit of a trailblazer at the moment, and I absolutely love this because you're part of a company called Marry, which is all to do with sports bras. You want to tell us a bit more about it?
Yeah, it's a great company to be a part of. It was a kind of a relationship that just blossomed, and like it was very natural the way that we connected. I obviously started my sports bra journey, kind of asking the question, like, I don't know what sports bra to wear. Like, I'm not got any education in this field and I needed help. And they were one of the first companies to reach out and kind of help me and educate me in that space. They're a very small business. I think they're based in, I'm going to get this wrong, maybe Worcester, Midlands, I'm going to say. I can't quite remember.
If you say it like that, then no one will know. It'll be like,
yeah. But they're a lovely group of people that are always willing to help. And their like ethos of like wanting to make a change in the sports bra industry really fitted with me. Like, I want to help young women, older women, like anyone who has issues with sports bras and wants to, and I feel like sports bras being a barrier for them participating in sport, like I've always wanted to help those women. So I think that really fitted, which was awesome. And they have like 52 sizes that they like, I don't know, the bras fit 52 sizes, whatever, which is awesome because that's a big amount of sizes. They go, like, the fact that I had no issues finding my size in their, like, when I was buying one of their bras, just made it so easy. And they do like online fitting. I did one, my first fitting was actually with them, and I did it online in the comfort of my living room. She was so calm and just made me feel very comfortable in what I was doing, and yeah, made me realise that I was wearing the wrong size bra for very many years. So yeah, but they've been great.
That stat that gets thrown around, 80% of women, they reckon, are wearing the wrong size sports bra. And, you know, I don't think throughout my whole career I ever got measured, checked, done. You know, I just kind of wore whatever crop top I could get on, and that was that, really. Yeah. I think you talk about the barriers, and what I love about netball is it's still so approachable. It's still sport for the masses, and I think it's so important what you're doing to actually stand up and talk about it, because the reality is there are so many things in women's sport we still are not open enough about.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it is a bit of a taboo subject as well. And it's like, obviously, putting on social media, men are going to see this as well. And there's going to be lots of single dads out there with daughters who also need to educate themselves, and for it not to be a taboo subject so they can ask questions. And yeah, I think it's creating a little community where women can start talking and start communicating about this. I mean, I've had many women lift up the tops post game and show me the sports bra that they're now wearing, which is a great community to be a part of. And yeah, it just makes you feel confident in what you're doing. And yeah, all I want women to do is feel confident and supported. So if I'm doing that for like one person, then hopefully I'm making a difference. So yeah.
That's amazing. And it wasn't what I was expecting you to say. Look at my sports bra. I was making new friends. And it's not just you as well. Millie Bright, the Lioness and Chelsea defender, she's an ambassador too.
Yeah, it's awesome to have her on board as well, have such a big name in England. Like, as soon as I saw that being announced, I was like, oh gosh, okay, she's an ambassador as well. That's so cool, like, to be like kind of connected to her through Mary. And yeah, they've just wanted to have ambassadors who have a strong voice for women and who are like trailblazers in this subject. And I think Millie brings a great voice in that. Yeah, I think we're both very excited to work with Mary.
Oh, it's amazing. Thank you for all the work you're doing, Elle, because like I say, it's very easy to just play your netball career and just do you, but to actually be changing the agenda, I think, is so important, and netball gives us a platform to do that. So end of the season, then you've got hopefully a little bit of SSN to come, then getting back into England camp. What does it look like over the next couple of years if you have your own way? What's happened with England? What's happened with El Cardwell? That's how you can finish.
What's happening for me is hopefully getting back from an injury, being fit and strong, and obviously I'm not going to be able to play the whole season this year, so getting a lot of netball behind me, and fingers crossed, like, going on the tours and being back in the England environment. I love the England girls, I love what they do, so being back with them, and yeah, fingers crossed, going to Com Games, that'll be really nice. And just going from there and just, yeah, taking it week by week and getting the most out of my netball career as possible.
Well, I'm going to be following this journey very happily, because you told me we're going to win gold at Commonwealth Games, so I'm in.
We are.
You know me. You know me. I'll fully behind this process. Listen, it's been absolutely incredible to speak to you. Good luck with the return from the injury. Enjoy Mavericks. We hope to see you back on the court before the end of the season, but we definitely can't wait to see you back in an England Roses dress very, very soon. Thanks, Elle.
Thanks, Tamsin.
You